Clap once again for our first gold medalist tonight, Diane Yannick.
Well, as some wise ass said once, change is inevitable, except from vending machines. I'm going to take you back now about 50 years, when I was in 7th grade, and one of those inevitable changes upended my young life. It was about then that I started to grow massive leg hair. It was not that light, sparse hair that some people grew. No, it was thick and long, and it created static electricity when I walked. I swear I could watch it grow. I worried that I might become like a woolly mammoth or something. And each morning I would like hold my breath and look under my flannel nightgown to see what had grown that night. But I decided that I needed to solve the problem. So I put all this cream on my legs, and then I sprinkled powder. And I thought it helped a little bit. But one day I was walking to geometry class, and this guy behind me said, "Diane, do you know you're leaving a white trail? What are you, a crop duster or something?" So I tried using fingernail clippers and kitchen shears and even my mom's pinking shears. But it was tedious, and I swear, for every hair that I got out of there, 3 new ones grew. I tried using a knit comb, thinking some of the hairs would let loose. I sat out in the sun for long periods of time trying to bleach them. Nothing worked. So as a last resort, I decided that I had to talk to my mother. I was really scared. We did not talk about body parts ever. Everything that I had learned about the birds and the bees came from this convoluted pamphlet written by a celibate priest. What the hell did he know? I didn't understand any of it. But I waited until she'd finished her favorite soap opera. And I went up and I said, "Mother," I was trying to sound real grown up, "I have a big problem." "Did you fail another geometry test?" No, not today. "Have you noticed my legs? I've got really thick hair and they're staticky, and you know, the 7th grade dance is coming up," and she didn't say anything. So I said, "I think you should get me a razor. I really think you should." Jesus Christ, Diane, what do you do? Do you lie awake at night trying to think up ways to torture me? I am like 40 years old and I have never shaved my legs. As she stormed away, I looked at her heavy-set legs and could barely see anything. Sparse, light-colored. So it was only a couple days before the dance when my mother mellowed just a little. She said, "Okay, I'm going to call Dr. Armstrong and see what he thinks." I felt really good about this because I knew our nice old family doc was probably going to think it was a good idea. The next day, she gave me the bad news. "Dr. Armstrong said you should be working on your geometry and not worrying about your legs. No razors for you. You're too darn clumsy." There we go again, that clumsiness that not even charm school could fix. So time passed, and my mom had made me this really nice knee-length white eyelet dress with a pink grosgrain tie. And my mom always made my special occasion dresses, and they were never stylish. But you did not argue with my mother. And the black of the hair against the white of the dress, oh, it was not good at all. But finally the night of the dance arrived, as it always does. And I put on the dress and I yanked that bow into a little lopsided thing, and I looked at my shoes and I looked at my hair, and then I noticed that all those leg hairs were like standing at attention. It was like they knew we had a big night ahead. So it was then that I decided that I needed to take this problem into my own hands. Now, my mother was fiddling around with her cantankerous Kodak camera. I know she wanted to take a picture of her handiwork. The dress, definitely not me. And so at that point, I made my getaway. And I ran down the stairs to my dad's bathroom. Now, I had been on an earlier scouting mission to see what man tools he had. So I went straight for the straight-edged razor. And I got there and I was ready. I knew I didn't have much time, and I started at my ankle and I went right up to my knee. And then I started again, and oh good God, that hurt. How did my dad ever stand to shave his face every day? But I knew I had to keep going. I had to keep focused on those unbearded legs. So the next swipe, I noticed some bubbles of blood, and I thought, oof, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do that second leg. But there was no way around it. So I was like blowing on the one leg and trying to shave the other one, and pretty soon those bubbles turned into rivers. And I was like, oh my God, I started grabbing whole rolls of toilet paper and smacking them on my leg. I saw a septic pencil, yeah, right. And then I grabbed my dad's big old plush monogram towels and I started soaping up the blood with them. And then I noticed that that nice little rug around the toilet was getting all red. So I grabbed it and I put it in the sink. And as I was doing that, running some water, I knocked the mirror off and the mirror shattered. My legs were in full-blown burn and the bathroom looked like a crime scene. And it was just then that I heard my parents barreling down the steps, yelling about all that commotion. And they pushed open the door, and their mouths dropped open at the sight of their once pristine bathroom. And so it was that I spent the 7th grade dance in the ER getting patched up. The doc on call said, "When you saw the blood, why did you keep going?" And I opened my mouth to say something, but no words came out. Sometimes actions just have to speak for themselves. So, change happens. We all grow up. For some people, it's this graceful evolution into horizons of maturity. For me, it was pretty much a horror show.
Diane Yannick.
Good, great job. Awesome.